Pendlebury, Selwood, Ball, all top liners, all out there for their team, going hard. So too Stokes, heaved it forward. Christensen was absolutely superb. Release Kelly, instant kick. Hawkins again. Johnson hasn't seen it for a while. He goes to ground. Corey to Varco. Varco, he's got a man. It's Mitch Duncan. Oh, what a time for him. He handballed in a hurry into the pocket. Enough space for Varco. In the pocket, even deeper if that's possible. And it goes over and out. What a bit of play by young Christensen.
It was good. He's going at the football. Other times on Leon Davis, he's held back. Davis has got the footy, but it's a real good win there for Christensen on Davis.
Snared for the Magpies by Tuvey. Could be out on the full. Doesn't matter either way. It's a Geelong ball. Mark taken by Hunt.
A lot of players for the Magpies at the moment. Hands on hips, so you reload again, put them under pressure.
He does just that. Jolly up high. Can't take the mark. Spoilt by Ottens. Fall of the ballers. Davis. Shaw lays the tackle. And it's another bounce.
This is the key quarters. They're fatigued, the players. 16 minutes in. It's been pretty tough, ferocious footy. And look, Thomas can't get up off the ground. Shaw's tired. This is where you can scrounge a goal.
So throw in. I think Stevie J was asking for the free kick. Umpire said he's doing his best. Ottens against Jolly. Third man up was Hawkins. Christensen just overran it. O'Brien, good tackle Johnson. O'Brien released to side bottom. Kick smothered. Varco on the left boot. Kicks towards goal. Marked by Thomas.
And he uses Davis, looks to the boundary. There's no one there, but just fresh air. Waits for Brown to fill that space. Taylor knew it was coming too. Didn't get a run to spoil as he likes to. So the body work of Brown was very proficient there and gets Collingwood to half forward. You can tell the crowd, they appreciate every kick, mark and handball. And it's up to half forward with Collingwood hanging on to that 5-point lead. He's leaving nothing behind, is he, Lee Brown, in his last game.
So free kick against Brown. It's going to be taken by West.
So Otten's playing deep at the moment. There's West in the ruck. And it'll be Hawkins to try and bring this one to ground.
Hoiks it forward. In front, Bartel. Stokes.
Just as we watch the next stoppage, one matchup that's been intriguing is this one, Ling and Dane Swan. Swan just the 2 disposals for this third quarter and only 15 for the match. Ling is harassing him and wearing him like a glove.
And Pendlebury has been quiet this term too, so they've managed to curb his influence in this third quarter. So free kick going Collingwood's way to Thomas.
He's a big factor in this game, Dale Thomas.
Pretty soft on that one, wasn't it, in the scheme of things?
Yeah, there's the reaction from the coach, whose eyes are popping out of his head, Chris Scott. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's in the context of the game, that's a really poor decision. But Dale Thomas had a poor final last week after a month out from suspension. He was fumbly. He struggled to get in the game. Big tackle on the siren, but today he's responded beautifully.
Gee, he came good in that last quarter, though, didn't he, when he needed to. West, there's Pendlebury with one of his trademark moves to Thomas. They're getting busy again. Johnson across half forward. Into Didak. Cats have got that one. And Mackie works it over. Mick Moldhouse, the coach, for 1 quarter and 8 minutes longer. Collingwood lead by 5. No easy day for him to finish off his magnificent career. 28 years in the coach's box.
Snared by Pendlebury. Kicks to the tip of the goal square. Scarlett's there, does the spoiling. Front and centre is Brown. Crunching tackle by Johnson. Kelly bumps into Swan. Wojcinski heads for the hills towards the boundary. Swan gets there, off his hands, still in play, not now.
Maybe
50 out from Collingwood's goal. So let's go back. Just wondering if it's just less than a kick at the end today. There's the umpire watching. He thought it was going to be a point and he changed his mind. So if this game ends in a Collingwood win by less than a goal, we will have one of the biggest controversies in grand final history.
And that was a bizarre situation because he put his hand across his chest. That's a behind.
And I called it at the time. I said, Wellingham thought it was a goal, and I was watching that goal umpire anyway.
Strange.
It's history now. Chapman to the wing, and that's a strong mark from West. He's just starting to come into the game in this quarter. Ottens, his fellow big man, is the next target. Tarrant, an expert spoiler, ejects the ball to the front. Bartel kicks it where there's only Collingwood jumpers. Hard one to read for sure. Johnson sweating on it in case there's a mistake. There's not. The shelter provided for Shaw to kick it after half back. Getting back, it's hard stuff. Brown was there. They're all committed. Enright and also Hunt.
That's what Lee Brown gets a game for. He's there to hurt the opposition. Let's have a look at the umpire in that situation again. Behind, Scarlo says, OK, no problems there. What are you thinking? Cannot believe that massive controversy in this game.
Otten's the tap. Wellingham to half back. Corey's had a big third quarter, but he's kick smothered there. Machinsky sees it over the line.
Wardy and Darcy, I wonder how many conversations are taking place about when to bring Fasolo into this game. They get nothing out of their small forwards all of a sudden. Do you reckon that's going on in the Collingwood box?
I would, but I still think three-quarter time, Andy, I think with 6 minutes to go, leave him out there and save him for one last big effort.
Well, that was about the earliest last week, wasn't it, that Mickers used the sub with Dida coming on at three-quarter time.
It's a good point you make, though, because it's a big advantage, isn't it? You've got a guy who's a specialist at it. He's great at coming on and having an impact. Geelong haven't got that luxury anymore. Mitch Duncan's their sub, and to be perfectly honest, Mitch Duncan has really struggled with the tempo of this grand final.
Otten's got the tap. Dispossessed side bottom by Ling. The experts go to work. Selwood back to Ling. To half forward to Hawkins. This time for company he has got Tarrant. Oh, another Geelong toe poke. Over the top the zig. The zag. And not the finish from Stokes. What a kick from Bartel. Let's have a look. Now it's Davis and the Pies come away. Their lead is a slender one. It's 4 as Tuvey takes them around the boundary.
Kicks in the Dawes direction has been well held. Hunt for Geelong. Varco underneath this against Tuvey and by the throw in. Dr. Gary Zimmerman brings up a good point though. Fasolo's not even warming up at the moment, so obviously it's a fair way off if they're going to put him on. There he is, not really running up and down the line, so could be some time before Alex Fasolo gets a run. Christensen kicks inside 50. Taken by Reid to O'Brien, knocked off the kick. Corey just took the hit. Handballs forward. Pendlebury, great tackle by Kelly. Stokes keeps the ball alive into the pocket. Bartel underneath it. Bartel stood his ground courageously. And he is well within range. This is a kickable goal for Jimmy Bartel. His fantastic overhead and a courageous mark.
Exactly the spot where he kicked the winning point against the Hawks those few years ago. And Bartel, I've loved his game today. He and Joel Selwood have been huge. Not big, only 16 disposals, but every one of them has been quality. He's just banged and crashed in. What a huge kick.
Kicked a goal in the second quarter. This to put Geelong back in front.
Jimmy Bartel in 07 had 28 disposals and kicked 2 goals. In 09, 16 tackles after going on to Lenny Hayes. Today, just the 1 tackle, but 9 contested possessions and 2 clutch goals. The Cats lead by 2. Can this game get any better? Well, there's still over a quarter to go, so the answer is yes, it can. 73 Geelong, 71 Collingwood.
And you said earlier, it's Eddie Maguire on the edge of his seat. You spoke about Mick's last quarter and a bit. Who knows, Hutto? We could be back here next week.
Don't
the way this game is going.
It's way too early to be saying that. But it is tight, and some anxious people all around the ground and around Australia and around the world. Free kick paid Collingwood's way for holding on to Pendlebury against Chapman. So Scott Pendlebury with 26 disposals. A wonderful year. He's had 30 possessions or more in 9 of the last 10 games. And here he is, launching. Dawes engages Lonigan. Oh, and that's a class mark from Taylor over the top.
Geelong have been the best team in the competition all year, and exactly that. They take more marks from opposition kicks than anyone. Harry Taylor, a specialist at it.
So Taylor tiptoes and then kicks to the wing. Davis over the top, not quite. He bounced back to his feet to apply a big tackle with Maxwell, and they've wrapped it all up.
Cats have had more contested marks in this game, 15-7. I get the feeling they're going to use Jimmy Bartel more forward on the back of Podsiadly being out substituted. They'll need his aerial work in the forward half of the ground.
Lonergan was dealt with too in the marking contest a moment ago. Didn't like the attention he received. Went straight up to Cloak and gave him a bump. Umpire talking to him at the moment.
Cloak just can't get any one-on-ones with Lonergan at the moment. Inside 50s, 44-32 in favour of Geelong.
Smacked forward by Thomas. Hunt couldn't quite grab the foot. He did second time round to Chapman. Good tackle by Blair. Another bounce in the middle.
Travis Cloak hasn't touched the ball for 38 minutes, Lloydie.
And as I said, the support, once Taylor and Enright and those players, Matty Scarlett, they just support their defenders better than any other team in the competition.
It's one-on-one in there at the moment in the 50 if Collingwood do get it in.
Otten's tap went straight to Thomas. A little toe poke to the 50. Sliding in courageously was Cracker, but he gave it straight up to Selwood, who kicks to a one-on-one in the middle of the ground. This is a big ball. Stokes got a free kick. Advantage paid. Duncan runs to 50. Duncan for Geelong. Kicks the goal.
Mitch Duncan came on earlier as a substitute than he would have ever thought in this grand final. He struggled with the tempo. The big moment comes. You're running into 50. Hit it beautifully. Look at Stevie J on the goal line. Massive goal for Geelong.
The boy from East Perth kicks the goals. The heavens open here at the MCG. Luke Ball, it's good weather for him. The Pies know they have to come again, and they do. You knew they would. Sidebottom kicks the goal. Exhilarating stuff at the MCG.
How good was that from Still Sidebottom? He has just been enormous today, Lloydie. Has struggled in the final series, as you pointed out. Look at this pickup, under pressure, the rain steaming down, got the handball off. Look at this, spin out of trouble and pick it up and score in the one motion. Unbelievable goal.
Oh, we are being treated to an absolute spectacle from these two sides.
Let's go down to Andy Marr.
Oh, this is one of the greatest games we've ever seen. Forget about the fact that it's a grand final. The fact that Still Sidebottom could finish like that in the heaviest shower that we've had today. This is cold, wet rain. The lights have been on for the whole match. The standard of footy that these blokes are playing in these conditions is unbelievable.
Geelong by 2 points. Ball can't get boot to ball in the centre circle. Quick kick by Ling. Thomas with his head down. Courage. Free kick, no doubt about that, against Duncan.
Oh, he's had a super third quarter, Dale Thomas. Here's a final specialist.
Kicks to Wellingham, no mark. Plays a bit of tunnel ball. Here's Swan against Mackie. Swan soccers. Throw in just inside Collingwood's attacking 50. Look at that, head over the ball. Duncan crashed into him. Definite free kick to Collingwood.
11 disposals, 6 clearances for Dale Thomas in the third quarter.
Jolly against West. Spills to Pendlebury. Kick smothered by Bartel. Mackie heads towards the boundary line. Enright takes it over.
Two minutes 26 on the clock. Tom Harley, just a spectator. He led the way for the Cats in 07 and 09. He's feeling it like everyone at the moment. Davis bumped up, got back to his feet, but turned it over. Selwood to the wing. Tarrant was able to keep the feed. It's tough to do that at the moment, but he did it to Tuvey through the middle, through the circles, and then to full forward and beyond, perhaps. No mark initially. Sidebottom again. Cloak, but it's all Chapman. Changed his mind. It was a good decision. Got it to Hunt. He rushed his kick. It's 1-on-2. Christensen, the smallest man there, but jumped like a giant, took the mark, and now they're on. Bartel needs to get it to sit for him. The bounce was perfect. They float again. Duncan into the 50. The big man, Ottens, one hand, couldn't drag it down. They go after it. He gets up again, and then Hawkins does it again. Tommy Hawkins on the big stage kicks his third.
Let's start back at Christensen. What a moment, up against two opponents, keeps his feet, is able to get the board inboard to Jimmy Bartel, and well done Brad Ottens and Tom Hawkins.
Hawkins has kicked 3 goals in this quarter. Varco at halfback, off to Bartel, jams it on the boot. Swan couldn't take the mark. Shaw butters up, off to Tuvey, to half forward, and that's a mark to Dawes. He's got Thomas out wide. He ignores him, gives it to Johnson. Long ball into the pocket. Scarlett wrestling. It's bounced through for a point. Johnson's hurt himself.
Feels like the last quarter, doesn't it?
You're right, quarters. Ben Johnson's pulled up really short after that kick.
Nothing short about Josh Hunt's kicking. Out to halfback. Cloak couldn't get the run he was after. Taylor just went with the flow. Handballed even before he'd thought of it. To Varco and then to West. And it's over and out. There's 55 seconds.
And that is the reason why you cannot sub too early, because he's had leg problems for much of the second part of the year, and you can't have an injured player out there. So exactly the reason you don't sub too early.
We'll get the thoughts of our doc on that shortly as the ball heaved back into play. West done a mountain of work in this quarter. Chapman, such a key player. So too Swan. Nowhere to move, and the umpire said that was a legal wing. Free kick goes to Dane Swan. They've got 42 seconds to set it up again. And they fly Pendlebury in the air, not the second. Mackie holding sway that time. Kicks it with all his might back out to the wing. Davis wouldn't be moved that time. And Tarrant makes sure of it. It's over with 28 seconds now on the clock in this third term.
Daryl Summers looking on, massive Geelong fan. Cameron Ling, we said before the game, who will we take? He's decided to stick with the Brownlow medalist all afternoon. And so far, the colours, I think, to Cameron Ling.
Ball fed out the handball. Christensen's had a big third quarter. Chapman tackled by Davis. Chapman, little kick towards Ling. Still alive, the football. Now Christensen again. No, umpire says it's over the line. So throw in, 6 seconds left. At half forward for the Cats. They lead by 7 points. Nathan Buckley on the magnetic board. He'll be taking over in just about 40 minutes' time as Collingwood coach, would you believe? Throw in. Swan to Davis, and that is it. What a quarter of football. Geelong trailed by 3 points at halftime. They now lead by 7. 85 plays 78.
Came here today thinking that this had a chance to be an epic grand final. It doesn't always pan out that way. The first 3 quarters, as good a game as you would want to see. The Cats by 7 points. Unbelievable grand final.